Hello, guys. Thank you. This is Dante with PBS. Appreciate your time. I can promise you be well worth it. You found me maybe on YouTube, or maybe I came in your store offering you an opportunity. During the month of February, folks, I am giving your customers the ability to come in and learn about bedding, the different types of beds in terms of mattresses, adjustable bases, the idea of how they should be sleeping, talking about the psychology on behind why they're not sleeping enough, the different distractions, things that keep them up all night, such as internet, gadgets, things that they ate, things that they're distracted with, and many more, folks, which can be used as a tool to get people back in the door, folks. This is a brand new channel that I've come up with to reach the public, reach those that can also afford your product. We know in sales you may get 2 out of 10, sometimes 1 out of 10 due to can't buy, not approved for enough, or they're just looking and kicking tires. So again, this is a brand new platform that will allow your customers to stay engaged while they're thinking about it. Now, this is being offered for absolutely free. That's right, free product right now for the month of February to get you in front of your customers more and to keep them engaged. Because I can promise you, once they left you and they tell you they're coming back, for us who are adults, that's like believing in the tooth fairy. That's like believing that Santa Claus is coming down the chimney when they say they're coming back. What they're trying to do, folks, and we know this, is just give you the idea that they're going to be nice to you and they don't want to be rude. So they say they're coming back. But this is a way to keep them engaged because believe it or not, folks, when they leave from your establishment and they didn't buy, it's because they just didn't have enough information. And I'm talking about those who can afford it, those who got approved, but they just didn't buy because they didn't have enough information. They believed in the product, but they weren't sold on you or liked you enough to buy the product. But we can be assured that they're going to leave out of there and buy from somebody else. Why can't that be you? So this is a way to keep them engaged. This is absolutely free for the month of February. And of course, this is a different time period right now because we're faced with the pandemic. Many different things going on during this time. So great time to dive in on this, folks. Now, for many of you, you've been smoking that sense of optimism. You've been smoking optimism. In other words, you've been saying to yourself, and of course, the higher ups as well been saying to you, they're going to fly in the door right now because income tax time coming. They're coming out of the chimney. They're coming from the clouds. They're coming from all other planets, and they're going to fly into your store to buy something with all that other income tax money. Now, if that was the case, folks, you would have a bunch of money if you worked the last income tax season and the one before that and the one before that. But for most of us who's been in this game a long time know that those sales are not too much more during income tax season. In fact, I did a little bit of research and many say that it's not even that season where they buy all that stuff. Of course, you're going to have some that have that refund check and they're ready to splurge. But for the most point, it's just not that way. So we have to quit working on our sense of hope, our sense of being optimistic, folks, but operate from a proactive standpoint and not just sitting up waiting on people to come in the door and just hoping because you didn't sell anything yesterday or the day before that they're going to fly in right now. You ever have that where people say, well, I got all my nose out of the way yesterday, so that means they're coming in the door today. Not necessarily, but again, this channel is to help you stay engaged with your customer when your customer don't have enough money, or they say that they're just kicking tires, but we know they're in there for a reason. This is a way to stay in front of them. Well, I'll talk about different things from the type of beds that they need, the different quality of beds that they need. Also, I'll talk about the adjustable bases, and this is pretty much a lifestyle basis. Also talks about, well, I can talk about acid reflux. I can talk about swelling in the legs. I can talk about inflammation and all these other things that comes in this quality right here. And in fact, I have one on my bed as well. Of course, that's the Tempur-Pedic. I'll talk about, again, different quality. Whether you sell Tempur-Pedic in your store, you may sell Sealy or Serta or Beautyrest or all the other different top brands that you have. We want to engage on our customer and show them value on why they need what they need. But we know that can be challenging sometimes when that customer comes in and all they want to look at is just the wood on the bed. All they care about is that dresser and the different specs in that dresser. All they want to talk about is those nightstands, lamps, the things that look good. But when you cut the light off at night, all that matters is the quality of mattress that they're sleeping on. So we'll touch up on those things. Again, we'll touch up on the psychology on why people don't sleep like they should, why people don't value or respect their sleep. Many other subjects, folks, that will keep your customer engaged versus just hoping that they'll fly in the door, versus just the idea that they'll come back tomorrow like they say they would. But we know they're not coming back. Sometime they do, and sometime we can get their phone number and stay engaged with them. But you want them to really think about you when they leave, because there are so many other distractions out there in the world. There are hundreds of bedding and furniture companies. So why should they buy from you? Well, here's why they should buy from you: because you can be that person to show them value. You should be that person, and I believe you are, when it comes to quality, when it comes to really caring about that customer versus just getting a sale and on to the next. You should be that person to tell them when they make this good purchase that they're benefiting from it the most, not you. Yeah, you'll take the money and you'll make some decent income, but they are going to benefit from it more than you would. Why so? Because we know that when value exceeds price, people will buy from you. Now, of course, we know that sometimes the funds just isn't there, but a lot of times the funds is there, but they don't see the value and they walk out the door, or they buy something that they should. Maybe they focusing on a couch, or they focusing on the wood frame part when they should be focusing on the bed. But that's when we come in and talk about the different subjects on why they should be getting a sleep. Now, of course, my fan base range from managers to nurses to people in plants, shipyards, people who need the sleep, people who need your product, but also people who can afford it and they are aware of what's going on. Many people who have good health problems, well, not good health problems, but health problems that are bad, they recognize it because they've been on my channel and we've talked with them, but they also can afford to spend on this product. So again, doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of participation. Think of what's going to happen when a potential buyer leave your establishment. Oh, they're getting it from somewhere, but they're just not getting it from you. And this is a way that you can keep them engaged. We have to show folks that we care about them versus just making a sale. People can sense that. We have to show people that we genuinely have their interests and have their best interests versus we just want to write the ticket up and get on to the next. So hopefully you all will say that you're in on this. Doesn't cost anything. Just a little bit of effort, just a little bit of participation, and you can hit that subscribe button as well and share this with a few of your other employees that you know in the area, folks. And all the rest will be history.